Good morning, Nashin.
Good morning, how are you?
Doing very well. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so we're back with tenses.
Yes.
And we'll do today present perfect in this video.
We'll do perfect and perfect continuous today.
So this video would contain what all?
It will contain perfect tenses like present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect.
Okay.
Let's
so
see.
Present perfect,
finish, yes.
future perfect, and past perfect.
Yeah, we'll try to do present and past in this video.
Okay, so you're saying present and past we'll do in this video.
Yes.
Okay, let's begin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's a present perfect tense? Has or have. Has is singular and have is plural.
Okay, so I'll just give a word of caution. This is, I think, one of the most important lessons of tenses.
Very, very important.
Because most of the students are confused between has, have,
had,
yes, and they use them just anywhere without any.
Yes. So you need to know where to use present perfect tense and where to use past perfect tense.
Absolutely.
Okay. So first thing is, so we're concentrating on the usage of the tenses.
Yes.
So we'll first see that present perfect is used to suggest some kind of connection between what happened in the past and the present time. For example, when we said past simple, we said that that is something that happened in the past, finished in the past, and has nothing to do with the present.
Yes.
But present perfect tense is something that happened in the past but has its connection in present.
Okay.
So that's what the difference is between was and has.
Yes. So something like, as you said yesterday, some example that you would like to put here of was?
We say was,
yeah.
I finished my studies.
I finished, which is the ED form.
Yeah.
Finished my studies means that I'm through. I'm done.
So you don't give me any time frame when.
Yes.
So it automatically means that it is a remote past.
Absolutely.
But if I say, I have finished my studies and now I'm looking for a job.
Even if you just say I have finished my studies, it would mean that you've studied, but there's a possibility of you
it is just recent past.
Okay.
When I say I have finished my studies, so it is a recent part. But now I want to show you the connection between past and present.
Yeah.
So I say I have finished my studies. Now I am looking for a job.
Let's say okay. So now I am
looking for a job.
Looking for GMAT.
Okay.
Okay.
So the thing is, have. It tells me that it has connection with the present. And the second part of the sentence is I am. So that is present.
Yes.
Have finished says past.
Yes.
So this is the connection which is between past and present.
Absolutely.
So if we go to the sentence here, it says I have washed my hands so that I can help you with cooking.
It means that I have washed
I just washed
it.
Yeah. I've just washed my hands. I cannot say I washed my hands so that I can help you with cooking.
Another important thing, Nashin, do they in GMAT write I have washed my hands, or they'll use this form? Is this form common there?
This form is non-standard.
This is non-standard, so this would not come in GMAT.
You might see it when you read the reading comprehension and all that. You might see it.
But when sentence correction, I think they'll use I have washed my hands.
I have, and when you're writing your AWA, you will only these are contractions, and contractions are non-standard.
Right. So we have to advise the students to
always
use the standard form, which is like I have for I.
Do not use the contractions.
Yes.
Okay. So I have washed my hands so that I can help you with the cooking.
Right.
I cannot say I washed my hands. Maybe when I was 5-year-old I washed my hands, so I cannot use it for cooking right now. So that is why you have to use I have washed my hands.
True.
So you use present perfect here.
Yeah.
Okay. We also use present perfect to express something happened in a period of time up to present.
Right. So something which has been happening up till now.
Science has made many major advances this century.
Right.
So we're talking about this century, so it is not the over period.
Right.
It is still there. So we use science has made. Had it been last century, then science made many major advances last century.
Right.
So that will be a finished period.
Right.
So whenever there is a connection with the present, you will always use has. So what you'll do is, this is a trick that if the second part of the sentence has the present tense, always use has or have.
Okay, so I'm repeating this one. Science has made many advances this century. What you have to look at first is the second part.
Yeah, so that means
starts from here.
This century.
Many advances this century.
Right.
Means that it's going up till now.
Yes.
So one thing is very clear, that you have to use present perfect.
Right.
And you will say science has made.
Had it been,
let's say the advances are not currently ongoing, you would have said science made many major advances this century.
Last century. Means that I cannot use this century.
Sorry, so science made many major advances last century, which would have meant science made major advances, so nothing is happening anymore.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so let's go to the next line.
Perfect.
Okay. We also use present perfect to report that someone has recently invented or produced or discovered or written something. Like when we did past simple, we said someone has invented or discovered something in the past.
Right.
So the craftsman invented paper and printing. But this time we're talking about recent.
Right.
So scientists have discovered that all over the world millions of frogs and toads are dying.
Right.
Now the thing is are. The word is are here. So that means we're talking about present. So therefore we'll use have.
Perfect.
We cannot say scientists discovered.
Right.
Because it is are. So this is consistency.
Right.
Tense consistency.
1 minute, we'll have to repeat this. Scientists have discovered that all over the world millions of frogs and toads are dying.
Right.
We've used have discovered mainly because it's just an ongoing thing and you've just done it.
Right.
What was the other part that you just added to it?
We saw that it says millions of frogs and toads are dying. The second portion is in the present tense.
Yes.
So of course you will use the first portion in the present perfect tense. You cannot use it in the past simple tense. Had it been were dying, then you would use scientists discovered.
Yes.
So that means it is past, it has nothing to do.
Scientists discovered that all over the world millions of frogs and toads were dying. So yes, that would in any case mean that it's not happening anymore. It's been found earlier and nothing has been happening anymore.
And we said when we use present simple tense, that means action will not happen again. But when we use present perfect tense, that means action might happen again.
Yes.
Okay. So Arnold has directed 13 plays, and I think his latest is the is my favorite. Sorry, there has to be.
His latest
is my favorite.
My favorite.
Yeah.
So Arnold has directed 13 plays. I think his latest is my favorite would mean that he has done it.
He might do it again.
And he might do it again.
Just because his latest is my favorite doesn't mean he'll not make the films again.
Absolutely.
So in the last sentence we said, when we were doing past simple, we said Arnold has directed 13 plays before he was killed in an accident.
Right.
So after he was killed in an accident, he wouldn't be able to.
I would like to just take it slowly here and I'll write it.
Sure, please.
So what you're saying is Arnold directed 13 plays
before he was killed.
Before he died in an accident. Now the difference here is
that he will not be able
to make any further plays.
Right. But the sentence that we're doing now
means that the potential of another play from him is very much possible.
Right. So that is why we will not
use has directed.
So in this sentence we will not use directed, and in this sentence we will not use has directed, because the second portion says he will not be able to make.
So something like if somebody had written Arnold has directed 13 plays before he died in an accident,
that is wrong.
That would be wrong because he cannot direct anymore.
Yes.
Right. So the difference between this and this has to be absolutely clear. Only then we should I think go ahead.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So is it clear now?
It's clear to me.
Okay.
I hope it to all the viewers.
Yes. Let's go to the next slide then.
Sure.
Okay. We also use the present perfect to express a state that existed in the past and still exists. Like we said, a past simple is the state does no longer exist. I knew him when we were working in Paris. That means I do not know him now. But if I want to say that I knew him in the past and I still know him, then we say I have known Arnold most of my working life.
I knew him in Paris versus
I have known him.
I have known Arnold most of my working life. So the difference, what you're saying is, when you say I knew him in Paris,
that means I do not know him.
I do not know him anymore. When in Paris we knew each other.
Yes.
But I have known Arnold most of my working life would mean
that is
I knew him
in the past
since Paris, and I know him still.
I still know him. Right. We're still in touch.
Yeah. So here you will use a present perfect.
Right. So do you want to take the past perfect in this video or in the next video?
So a GMAT mistake which can happen here is, let's say I have known Arnold
in Paris. Or
and have not met him since then.
Yes.
I have not met him since then.
Or you can also.
So this would be really wrong, because I have known Arnold in Paris and have not met him since then means
I don't know him anymore.
You don't know him anymore.
Yeah.
So this would be wrong.
You can also not write I knew Arnold most of my working life.
And you handle most of my working life. Yes.
That's also a wrong sentence.
Right.
Right?
Because it talks of a current state which is also going on.
Right. So the basic difference between present perfect and the past simple is one, that the past simple is remote action, and present perfect is the recent action.
Remote and
present
perfect
is the recent action.
Is recent.
And past simple has nothing to do with present, whereas the present perfect has its effects in the present.
Okay.
Okay.
No, so it can and recent and has effects in the present naturally because it's present perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
So just a simple tip here is that if the second part of the sentence is in the simple tense, don't use the past tense, use always the present perfect tense.
Okay, so I write this down on somewhere and maybe use. What you're saying is?
If the second part of the sentence.
If second part of sentence
has present tense. Then use present perfect in the first part.
Then use present perfect in the first part.
Yes. It said, I have washed my hands so that I can help you with cooking. So that I can help you with cooking. So that's the present.
This is like an important rule, which
and it is like it will make the tenses simpler for you.
Okay, it makes the tenses simpler. So so good advice coming from the expert herself. Okay, now we will be taking the video, the next part in the next time.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll be taking it in the next video.
Sure.
Okay, great.